Welcome to Phases of Spice. I'm your hostess, Selena. So today I am going to be making a recipe called a Buddha bowl that I found on delish.com. So stay tuned and we'll jump into the ingredients. The ingredients we will be using today will be brown rice. I'm going to use 1 boneless, skinless chicken breast, minced garlic, honey, creamy, not junky, peanut butter, low sodium soy sauce, sesame oil, brown ginger, some of our wonderful produce from local farmers market, which is our avocado, red onion, sweet potato, and lime. Of course, we can't forget our EVOO. And last but not least, we will be using our Phases of Spice all-purpose seasoning blend. So, let's get cooking. The first thing we are going to do is prepare our potato and onion mixture that will need to be baked in the oven. So I'm already preheating the oven to 425. I've peeled our red onion. I'm going to dice this first. Then I'm going to move over, peel our sweet potato and cube that as well. Let's get started. So luckily this is a nice small onion, so my eyes aren't burning. And the reason I'm moving this into a bowl is because before we put it on our baking sheet, which I have lined with foil, we are going to add some EVOOs, or our extra virgin olive oil, to our potato mixture. We're going to season it, then put it onto the baking sheet. Okay, I am going to rinse this off. I'm going to rinse off my cutting board, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to dice this up. So now we're going to cut this into small cubes. I'm just cutting off the tail ends. I'm not going to use those. Potatoes are never, have never been my favorite thing to cut, that's for sure. Maybe I need to get a big sharp knife, but then I'm afraid I'm going to cut more than whatever food I'm cutting. Don't laugh, people. I told you I'm not like a master chef. I actually wonder, are there classes you can take to learn how to like slice and dice things? Food for thought. Voila, we got it. All right, now this is the easier part. Okay, let's cut these down. I think I've mentioned to you all before that usually when I cook, I usually have music playing, but of course, because of copyright reasons, we can't have music playing, so I just have to sing some kind of song in my head. And I don't actually think it's a copyright infringement if I tell you the song I'm singing in my head. So right now, I am thinking of this song that I just heard in the car from Zhane. So taking it back in the day, Z-H-A-N-E with the little accent mark over the E. And the song came on, it's called La La La. Just took me back, y'all, to the 90s. So if you never heard of it, take a listen. And yes, earlier I said cubes, but look, they actually look like little pizzas. Okay, so now we have our sweet potato and red onion mixture. We're gonna add the extra virgin olive oil and our everything's covered all-purpose seasoning, and we're going to mix it up and put it on our baking sheet. I'm just gonna toss this up first. All right, so we're gonna drizzle this around. Season this really good. Okay. And I'm gonna ask my beautiful videographer and director to please hand me the baking sheet. Thank you. All right, So, as I said before, I already lined my baking sheet and I'm going to put our mixture. I'm gonna spread this out. As I said earlier, we are going to put this in the oven at 425 and we are going to keep it in there until our sweet potatoes are nice and soft. So, I would say let's start with 20 minutes, so probably be a good 20-25 minutes. But again, make sure you check on your food depending on your oven and where you are in the world, because depending on your elevation, your food may cook faster than here in New Jersey. So I'm gonna put this in the oven now, and then we're gonna switch over to start preparing our meat. Let's start seasoning our chicken breast. I decided I'm going to do 2 chicken breasts versus 1 because, hey, why not? I have my 2 chicken breasts added to our bowl. What I'm going to do is add about a tablespoon of EVOO. I'm going to do a tablespoon here of the ground ginger. The same with our minced garlic. And as I said earlier, I got this recipe off delish.com, but you know, as with everything that you cook, put your own variant to it. So you may see some things that are a bit different, but I'm sure it'll end up tasting the same, which is delish. All right, tablespoon. And we're gonna season it really good. Just kind of tossing my chicken around, spreading it around my spoon. And then we're actually going to put this in our skillet, also with some extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to sear it on both sides, about 8 minutes each side. Here's our seasoned up chicken. Let's go fry it up. Now we're going to fry up our chicken breast. I've already coated our skillet with the extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to turn our heat on. It's like a medium high. I'm going to get this warmed up, and once the oil warms up, you know, just give it a minute, and then I'm going to put our chicken breast in there. Again, about 8 minutes each side, but always, you know, just double check your chicken to make sure it's cooked all the way through. Add our chicken. You can just smell the ginger. It smells amazing. Oh, you hear the timer. That should be our potatoes. I'll pull those out in a hot second. So you see that I'm moving the chicken because sometimes as soon as you put the chicken in, it'll have a tendency to stick to the bottom of the pan. So we're just gonna move that around for just a moment so we know it's not stuck. Look at that. Yummy. This looks delish. I want to make sure I keep these warm, so I'm turning the oven off, and I'm actually going to put my potatoes back in my oven to keep them warm. All right, so now let's flip this on the other side. It's a beautiful color. So again, we want to give this roughly 8 minutes. Make sure it's not sticking, but again, you always want to double check that your meat is, especially poultry, is not red on the inside. So I will make sure I cut this before I take it out, just to make sure we're safe. All right. Now let's take a look to see how our meat is doing. Like I said, since we have to slice this anyway, take a look. Looking good. And also to help when you're cooking big breasts like this is kind of midway through, you can actually put slices, especially in these thicker parts, to help the heat get through to the middle. And yes, I am cutting in the pan because this is one of the joys of using cast iron. Right? I don't have to worry about, I'm cutting up my non-stick surfaces. Looking good. Then I'm going to turn off the flame, drop it into the bowl, and then we're just gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes. Let the juices kind of marinate. And then while we're doing that, we're gonna make our yummy peanut butter sauce that will go over our Buddha bowl. Before we start our peanut butter mixture, I'm going to actually put our rice on. As we talked about earlier, I'm gonna actually use the boil in the bag Success brown rice. I've already filled our saucepan with water. I'm gonna drop this in. I'm gonna cover this up at a tilt to let it be exposed. Turn this on. All right, should take about 10 minutes from the time it starts to boil. So now let's get over and start making our peanut butter sauce. Let's start with our peanut butter. This here is a brand new jar. Nice and creamy. Roughly 2 tablespoons. And of course, this will not go to waste because I love creamy peanut butter. So it will be on a sandwich with some jelly at some point this week. I'm going to squeeze in a full lemon. I just cut it in, lime. You're going to squeeze the juice. Give me a second, I have just a thing to help with this. There we go. Now, 1 tablespoon of our low sodium soy sauce. Of course, I'll take a wild guess that I have the cap on here. Of course I do. That's what I get for only having 1 cup of coffee this morning. There we go. There we go. Brand new sesame seed oil. Now, if you have never used sesame seed oil, the smell is amazing. I just love the smell of sesame oil. Okay, there's our 1 tablespoon of honey. I'm gonna start with more like a half tablespoon of olive oil for now. Because pretty much we want to use the olive oil to make sure it has that sauce consistency. So if we need the other half, we'll add. Last but not least, just like a teaspoon of garlic. And you see I have my fork, and I have a spoon. But what you need to do is whisk this. And again, the point is to get it to a creamy consistency so that we can pour this over our Buddha bowl once everything is put together. So I'm starting with our fork first to really combine everything. So if you see here, see how it's breaking down, which is exactly what we wanted to do. That lime juice, because of the acidity, is really helping break down that peanut butter. And then the olive oil is, again, kind of pulling it back together. Use our whisk. This looks and smells so good. So it's like you can smell peanut butter and that sesame oil. Yum. And I am definitely gonna add the rest of that olive oil. All right. So perfect. See? Now this will be perfect for us to drizzle over our bowl. Let's go check on our rice. All right, so our rice has been boiling for 10 minutes or so. Turn it off. I'm gonna dump it out, drain it, and then we're gonna get started assembling our Buddha bowl. Okay, so let's start assembling our Buddha bowl. I'm very excited because everything looks great and it smells good. Base layer, of course, is our brown rice. You see the steam coming off of it. And you'll also see in front of me that I've actually already sliced our avocado to put into our bowl. Now I'm going to grab some of our sweet potato and onion mixture. In full disclosure, I could not help myself. I already had to try this mixture and it is so good. So this actually might be a snack during the week just by itself. Now I'm going to add a couple of slices of chicken. Now, of course, you can use as much chicken or as little chicken as you want. You could dice it up however you like. I just have it in whole pieces and I'll slice it when I'm eating. Now I'm going to add avocado, 3 slices, and now our sauce. Now, keep in mind, if you like, you can always add some greens to this. Maybe have a base layer of lettuce, maybe add some rice, chicken, etc. Whatever floats your boat. Again, I think recipes are made to be changed to you and your flavor palette and your family and what they like. It's all about enjoying what you eat. So I have now assembled our bowl. It looks so good. I can't wait to try it. Time for the taste test, everyone. I am very excited about this. All right, as always, I have to get a bit of everything. This is so good, y'all. It's so good, y'all. Oh my goodness. You know, I love trying other recipes because sometimes you just don't even think about certain flavor combinations, and then once you try it, you understand how someone came up with X recipe and why they become so famous for it. This is absolutely delicious. The avocado with your chicken, the peanut butter is amazing. So all I have to say is, again, I got this from delish.com. I made a few variations, but I highly recommend this Buddha bowl. And if you like what you saw today, please, give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, and, check out our other videos. We'll see you next time. Bon appetit!